again 26 letters because repetition is allowed. Another 26 letters in the first position. You can have 26 cube words. These 3-letter words possible with English alphabets, English language alphabets, 26 cube. How many 4-letter words can you have which both start and end with vowel? So first place, 5 choices. Now they have said that first and last place must be vowels, but they have not discouraged us from putting vowels in the second and third place. They have not told us that vowels cannot be in the second and third place. So vowel may also occur in the second and third place. So how many choices for the second place? Any of the 26 alphabets. Choices for the third place, any of the 26 alphabets, and there we have our answer. Okay, and just to display my calculation skill, 576 into 25, 576 by 4, which means 144. 14400 is the answer. Alright, okay. Now let's come to typical word related questions. This is almost a replica of what we did with numbers. It was just a revision of what we have done. But now let's come to questions which are specific to words and all, the common PNC questions. For example, if you have a word, like if you have a word say 2, T-O-O-2, alright, there is a famous song related to this, but in English language it means an entirely different thing. You can also do this too. Okay? Alright, now let's come to this. 2. You have to form all 3-letter words using the alphabets in 2. Okay? So 3-letter words using the alphabets in 2, which is T-O-O. Right? Now my first question to you, which I am going to answer of course because it is a monologue, a one-way communication. If I use both the O, for example, if I form a word like this, O-O-T, am I doing repetition or am I not doing repetition? Remember, the word given to me was T-O-O. I form a word like this, O-O-T. Is this repetition or is this no repetition? Understand this. It's called repetition when I take a conscious decision of repeating alphabets or digits or numbers or people. If what they have given to me are identical objects, are similar objects, then it's not my fault. I'm using all of it. I'm not generating new objects. So it's not repetition. They gave me 2O. I did not ask for it. My job is to arrange it. So it's not repetition. If I make a word O-O-O, now this is repetition. You gave me 2O, I add one of my own. Now I am doing something which I was not supposed to do in a way. So I am doing repetition. But if they give me 2O and I use 2O, it's not called repetition. Alright, understand this? I hope so. So how many words can we form? Let's do this manually. O-O-T is one word. O-T-O is another word. T-O-O, the original word, is also there. So we can form 3 such words. Right? We understand this. Okay. But then the idea is, what if I get a word like this? Cat. C-A-T, cat. How many words can I form? Let's do this manually again. I can form cat. I can form C-T-A. As I said, string of alphabets, not necessarily meaningful words. I can form act, which is definitely a meaningful word. ATC, anti-terrorist something. TCA, which I don't think is even an abbreviation. TAC, but I'm sure if you Google it, you will find it. You can find anything in Google nowadays. So there are 6 words which are possible using these 3 letters, CAT. Alright? Then why do I get only 3 words here? Why do I get 6 words here? Obviously, the answer lies in the letters itself. All of us would come up with the answer because you have 2O. My question is again why. I'm obsessed with why. Right. I get 3 words because there is repetition here, but I get 6 words because there is no repetition. Why? That is my question. Alright. With repetition I understand, I get lesser words, but why? Alright, as I said, I'm obsessed with why. But then again, if I'm obsessed with why, I'm also obsessed with the idea of finding the reason for why and providing you the solution. And the solution goes like this. Just think of it. If I number these O's as O1 and O2, right? O1 and O2. O1 and O2. Okay? Which means now I have made them distinct objects. What would happen in this case now? O1 and O2 can interchange their place. So you think of it, for every arrangement of OOT, I can have one more arrangement. Why only one more arrangement? Because O1 and O2 can arrange themselves in 2 ways. 2 factorial 2 ways. I have taken one of it. I have not taken the other one of it. O2, O1. So this would have also been an acceptable word and not a replica of what we have already done if O1 and O2 were marked differently. Similarly, O1T, O2 could have also been written as OT, T, O1. This would also have been a word. Similarly, T01, O2 could have also been written as T02, O1. This would also have been a word, right? But because the O's are not distinct, but are twin brothers in every possible way, same curve, same radius, same parentage, same genes, same features, same deadpan expression, right? Because they are identical to each other, therefore now we see OOT is definitely not different from OOT. It's definitely a thankless exercise to get another word like OOT. So I don't use that. Okay? Which means, how do I account for that in my formula then? What I need to understand is that arrangements of identical object is something I am taking out. Okay? If there are two identical objects, the number of arrangement of two identical objects will be 2 factorial. I will take only 1 out of 2 factorial. If there were 3 identical objects, the number of arrangement of identical objects would have been 3 factorial. I am only taking 1 of them because all the cases would look same. For example, if I take 3 identical objects, let's take a case like say AAAB. Right? Just think of it, if the A's were distinct, instead of 3A, if I had case like this, you would have straight away understood that the answer would be 4 factorial or 24, right? Right? But in this case, or say if I keep B here, if only I arrange the 3 different A's, you would have straight away say, even with B in the last place, you will get 6 words, because the 3 letters can be arranged by themselves in 3 factorial ways. But what in this case, will I get 3 factorial words or only 1 word? Right? Because they are identical, so I don't arrange them. I don't rearrange them. Only one arrangement possible for all the arrangements that A could have given me. So of all the arrangements, I am only taking 1 out of 3 factorial. So how do we incorporate this in the formula? And don't worry, this is a concept which is a little difficult to understood. I made a valiant attempt to make some sense out of this. I'm sure with sufficient revision, perhaps you'll understand in detail. But as of now, just get a hang of this, a little understanding of this, and then understand how the formula works. So the formula works like this, that identical objects arrangement is to be taken out from the overall arrangement. For example, let's take an example here. Say I have letters like this: A, B, 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 C, 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 D, D. So I have 10 letters, which means if they would have been distinct, my answer would have been 10 factorial. But two A's are identical, so their internal arrangement does not hold anymore. So I take them out, and we take them out by dividing, right? Basically what we are saying is that out of 2A, 2 factorial arrangement, only 1 is acceptable to us. So we take 1 by 2 factorial of 10 factorial. Similarly of 3B, if there are 3 B's, 3 factorial arrangement are possible, I take only 1 out of 3 factorial. So 1 out of 3 factorial, if I multiply with 10 factorial, that is same as 10 factorial by 3 factorial. Similarly of 3C, 3 factorial arrangement would have been there, but there is no 3 factorial arrangement because the objects are all alike. Therefore, how many I take out of 10 factorial? 1 by 3 factorial into 10 factorial, which is same as into 3 factorial. And similarly, if there are 2 D's into 2 factorial, and this overall should be my answer. Okay, right? So this is a common formula. This is a common formula. How many words can you form if letters are given to you and some of them are identical? And also, how do you find it? You will have big words like independence, Mesopotamia, right, which have multiple identical set of identical letters, and then you just have to be a little careful and cautious, and you have to answer this question. But just understand 2 things, 2 critical points. Don't forget them. One, I have already told you. This is without repetition. This is not with repetition. I'm not generating new objects. I'm not replicating them. I'm not playing God here. I'm just dealing with what was given to me. They gave me identical objects. I dealt with it. Second point that you must understand is that, you see, the question here was how many 10-letter words can you form? The question here was how many 3-letter words can you form? How many 3-letter words can you form? How many 4-letter words can you form? The question was not how many 5-letter words can you form. Which means the question can only be answered using this formula if we have to use all the letters given to us. If the question is use less letters than the ones given to you, you cannot use formula. You will have to do it manually. I'll explain that with an example. But you must understand this, the question holds true, the formula holds true only when we have to use all the letters. So there are 2 things that we must keep in mind. Without repetition, use all the letters, the formula is ready, handy, use it straight away. Okay, so I think that more or less takes care of the numbers and words. There are some things to understand here. In numbers, we will do questions that all possible numbers that you can form, their sum. Okay, that in itself is a very big question. And in words also we'll do questions like that, this particular word, what will be its position in the dictionary if you arrange it in alphabetical order. So we'll do it with some examples, alright?